And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, across our beloved Kyber Empire. We're coming straight out of the video gaming division for a segment of Arnold HoloNet News, the only news you'll ever need, because you have no other choice. But what other choice do you need when it comes to video games? Today we're talking about the newest mobile game that's really hitting the market, Lord of the Rings, Heroes of Middle-earth, and how, let's just say, things have been pretty disappointing for the first week of launch. And I'm going to try to give some feedback. We're going to be talking about this $99 offer that's coming into game day one. They're already demanding some pretty high prices. If you play other Hero Collector games, it's a little bit out of the ordinary for a game that just come out week one. I'm going to provide my feedback and try to make this game better. I want this game to succeed. They won't listen to me. Please, I beg of you, use my knowledge. Let's go show you what's going on here. So Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth just released earlier this week, and let's just say the initial launch has been pretty much everything you would not want to have. A lot of glitches, game-breaking glitches. People want to play the game. They got frozen at the very beginning of the tutorial for a game that's been, to our knowledge, in beta since last year, 2022, and it's been 9, 10, 11 months, whatever it's been since then, and people are having a hard time getting to the tutorial. Not a really great look in that regard. Initial ratings for this first week, 2.5 stars. Ouch! We're going to take a little closer look at what some of the folks are saying. Mind you, bugs are something that could be typical in a brand new game. I was hoping things like this, like intro bugs, would have been a little bit more tightened up at this point, but a lot of the feedback being provided is about kind of like what I said. I know some people give me flack for, they said I was kind of being mean about the look of the game, and I'm just going to tell you how I feel the game is. I like Lord of the Rings. I feel like they didn't do a great service to the Lord of the Rings mega fans out there by bringing out this game in 2023 with graphics that maybe at best 2015 mobile game. And some people were mad at me. I had nothing against the style of art, but when it looks like it's rendered at 20%, that's the problem. So we have a lot of folks, so you can read through the comments. Right now, 2.2 thousand reviews, rounding up to 3 stars. And when you look at the other mobile games that are out there in terms of the RPG one, you could tell that Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth is kind of sticking out there like a sore thumb with its 3 stars, and I'm hoping they can bounce it back a bit. But when you read some of the comments, a lot of it's in regards to some of the bugs that were going on, which that I think they did fix. That will get fixed. Again, it's unfortunate it happened like that, but you see a lot of other, decent, honest feedback in regards to, it's a great concept. There's not all the characters you want in here. I'm sure they're going to add things like Legolas, Gimli. I'm sure Gandalf is going to come at some point. Already some data mines as to what the first legendary is going to be. We'll talk more about that in a separate video. So I'm confident they're going to add the characters you want. They started off very, very bare bones. You kind of see something like this. It's very bare bones. I said there's not a lot of content in my early first week review. Outstandingly dull. If you're not into the Capital Games model, yeah, there's not a lot of stuff to do right away except light side, dark side missions and gearing up your characters. There were some really funny comments. One of them about how the game looks, how Ugluk looks like he's like half baked here. Yeah, we have people talking about, Star Rail. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate. Again, this is a game I was really looking forward to. Yeah, this comment right here from Britty. I think 2 stars is generous. It's a bad launch. That part I think they did fix, but still a little sad I had to go that way. I find the character design really poor, a real lack of detail. I can't help but feel underwhelmed. Graphic upgrades for any hope for this game. We were asking for this when I first looked at this game last year. It was the #1 thing I brought up, and I brought it up again in my 1 week review. You guys didn't do much in the graphics department. All they did was made things more colorful. That wasn't the problem. Making the game more colorful, that was not what we were asking for. Graphical fidelity is what we're looking for. And here's a comment right here. I mean, Ugluk, for example, is basically all blur up to the face, which could be mistaken for a turnip gone bad. And the comments go on and on about this. We want to see Ugluk, and look at it. Speak of the devil. Come on over. Let's talk about some of this stuff. So, point I'm getting before we hop over is I'm hoping that they can make some improvements to the game. I'm not too worried about content. I think they'll add that over time. They started off really bare bones. It's actually quite surprising how little they added since we first saw this game in soft launch. But this, before we take a look and laugh at Ugluk, this is what I take a really big problem. And I said this in my 1 week review. I was already kind of off-putting in the first week of the game. There were really no like generous 99-cent offers or something like that. I get the game's got to make money. I'm not knocking on them for that. 100% they gotta make money. It's a free-to-play game. We don't need to beat around the bush on that topic. But right away, like the cheapest offers are like $20, $40. and they're already offering a $100 bundle at the very beginning, and you're not really getting like an insane value. You'll get a little bit more crystals than otherwise if you would have spent $100, but $100, you want to really reward your audience that's playing your game. That's a lot of support to ask for straight from the very get-go. 10,000 gold is going to do a whole lot of nothing. The energy's nice, but just asking for that much money right away for a game that people are even saying this doesn't really feel like it's doing the whole Lord of the Rings franchise, the service that it truly deserves. This is what really annoyed me. I think the other offers that I showed in my 1 week review, those already expired, so probably not going to see them now. But when I thought I was already kind of like, whoa, that's asking for a lot, they tripled the ante and brought us $100 offers from the very get-go. And in case you want a comparison, $100 of crystals, 11,185, so you get just slightly more crystals. And this is kind of Capital Games fashion from the other games I played from them. They usually give you minimal for your money. That's kind of how this type of game works, unfortunately. So yeah, let's take a look at Ugluk real quick. Oh, where's he at? So yeah, he looks like he's blur. Oh god, I'm sorry. Yeah, again, I brought this up. I said PS2 graphics at best. I'm really disappointed. On the graphical frontier in 2023 for mobile games, there are so many beautiful games that we broke down in our review. Star Rail, King Arthur, Legends Rise, a lot you listed. This is definitely behind on the times. This maybe would have been okay in 2015, but not in today's standards. I get that they're maybe trying to make the game accessible on more devices, but you can do that still by adding like a setting option for people to toggle between low and high. Raid Shadow Legends does this, a variety of other games do this. So I completely understand the goal of CG. They want to maybe try to capture as much as possible. That's my assumption. I don't want to think it's laziness. That maybe could have been a factor, but they just the cheapest route possible. Give us a graphical slider, so people who want to have more than just the blurry Ugluk, they can appreciate a little bit more. The other criticisms that I'm seeing that I also brought up, the lack of content. All you really have right now are your light side Shadow Guild campaigns and then Arena. That's it. So I will say for an initial launch, that doesn't feel like a lot of stuff. That feels very bare bones. I mean, games of 2015 started off kind of that way. Galaxy of Heroes, for example. But I do have confidence. The best way I can put it with this studio, they want to put little in as possible to start it off. And they're going to gradually expand, and over the course of years, there's going to be a lot more to do for new players that are going to come to the game. But for you first adopters out there, not a ton that you can do, but there are raids that are going to be coming soon. More details hopefully on that. And then, as I said, there's also going to be a new legendary character. At least the data mine suggests that. The requirements look kind of steep for the first legendary, and if these pack offers are any indication, it's got me a little bit worried, but I'm kind of waiting a little bit more to get a better feel for how the acquisition for these shards are going to be for all these characters. Nonetheless, I thought I'd put it on your radar. A little video gaming update for the first initial release of Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth. Disappointing is really the best way I can put it, but I don't think the graphics going to improve. If you're someone that's not a fan of Ugluk and how they're only half-baked, I don't think that's going to get any better anytime soon. I'd say the one thing I will expect is bug fix to actually let you play the game, and I do expect over time they're going to add a lot more content. If you play Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, pretty much almost all the characters that people want are in the game, and there's plenty of content to do. For especially new players, you feel overwhelmed. So for first adopters, Capital Games isn't giving you a lot, but I feel almost confident so long as this game can, survive, it's gonna do fine in terms of that department. But let me know your thoughts down below. You guys been playing Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth? I thought it'd be interesting to put it out there. Nonetheless, to let you know what the video gaming division's feeling like here. And I guess at the end of the day, I'm glad that people are kind of on the same page as me. I don't think I'm a harsh guy. I just tell it how it is, give valid criticism, and I was really hoping a lot of the stuff I threw out there for Capital Games last year, it would have stuck. Didn't quite feel that way. Let's see how things pan out, though. Leave that like, comment down below, and all your beautiful thoughts. Be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing, whatever game we're trying to dominate. And always remember how it's great to be in the Empire today. The sun never sets.